Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's finally I've got like good weather news. It seems like the last I can't even count how many videos have been starting off with a weird weather report. Now it has been strange, but it's been really good. Today's Sunday of all days. I've usually work on Sundays, but I got the day off today, so I figured I'd head out for something simple today. So, starting last Sunday, a week ago, it rained for 4 days straight. And when I say rain, I mean monsoon rain. Like it came down. It would come down, stop, come down, stop, but for 4 days it did that. And then the last 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now, have been just absolutely beautiful. The first time I've felt, at least for where I live, I know people probably down in Phoenix and other areas, they get the heat no matter what. But up here, it's the first time it's really felt like summer. It's probably 85, at least 85 degrees today. That's Fahrenheit. Pretty warm, but coming off of a long time of, winter and snow and then rain, late snow in the season, jumping into here. It's just been really good. I actually didn't do anything Thursday, Friday, Saturday because I was doing stuff at home. I was doing stuff in the garage. I was doing some car stuff. I actually took the old 60 series, the 1986 60 series out for a long cruise, really to remind me of like what was wrong with it the last time I drove it and the things I need to do. And I think I'm going to work on that and probably do a couple videos of some garage stuff mixed in. I think it would be fun. They're not, the thing about it, they're not really how-to videos. Well, they're not how-to videos at all. They're just like, what I'm doing maintenance-wise, and actually it's fun for me. If it's not some kind of catastrophic failure or something on the vehicle, if it's like maintenance. Now on the 60, it's still like trying to bring this thing back to life after it sat for a decade and it being, what is it, 30 years old or more? 30, I don't know. It's old. But it's fun working on it. It's a nice little change of pace from doing all the computer stuff and then coming out here and doing the off-roading and cooking stuff, just working on everything. So look forward to maybe a couple videos mixed in here and there, some garage stuff I'll be doing over the summer. Now, I talked about the great weather that I'm having right now, but we're only about a week away from the official start of monsoon season. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Monsoons can hit any time. Heavy rainfall. We get hail, stuff like that in the middle of summer. It's pretty cool. But today I thought it's actually later in the day. It's already after 11. Been just messing around the house. And I thought, oh, you know what? Instead of going on like an adventure, doing off-roading and doing all this stuff, I'm hungry. We haven't had like a kind of a nice dinner in the last couple nights. It's just been like run what you brung, make a sandwich, eat some bread. I think 2 days ago we had some brats. That was pretty good. So I thought, instead of going and buying lunch from somewhere, I'm going to come up a couple thousand feet, about almost 7,000 feet total. I live at 55, so we're going to come up 1,000 feet. And, it should cool down between 5 to 10 degrees. And I'll just make lunch and record it and then head back and do some more stuff at the house. So what I did was I'm like, should I go to the store? Like, let's raid the pantry and see what we got that sounds good for today. I found, she told me that she had bought me a little round steak a couple days ago, and it was in there. And since I messed up that last steak, I thought, okay, that's not a bad idea. Then I thought, what do I feel like? Like, what sounds good to me? And I'm like, some maple baked beans, right? So I looked in there, just had a can of Bush's baked beans. So I got some steak and some baked beans I'm gonna cook up, enjoy it. I'm driving up there right now, kind of heading through the forest. I usually have this window down, but since I'm recording for you right now, I have it up. But having this window down and then the second window just cracked, oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Now, on longer trips, obviously, and usually a lot of times on the way home from like a day's adventure, I'll turn on the air, right? Because I'm kind of at the tipping point of exhausted with heat in these summer days. But normally it's just the window down. It's really nice. It's really nice. So I'll catch up with you guys up, find a spot, get set up, do a little lunch cooking. So it's a little different than normal. This is just straight up lunch cooking, but I thought it would be nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out. All right, well, I've arrived at a spot. Got the awning out. There's a little bit of clouds once in a while, so the sun's coming in and out. But the temp dropped at least 5 to 7 degrees. It's funny because without any breeze, it is a little bit warmer under the awning. It's kind of weird, right? So here's what I brought today. I've got maple and cured bacon, baked beans from Bush's. I really like the Bush's one. I think they make a smaller can. They definitely make bigger cans, but this is what I had. One thing in all the travels that I do, and I talk about, I don't have a spoon, I didn't have coffee, moving from different vehicle to different vehicle, the setup sometimes is missing something, and I can't believe it, but I don't think I have a can opener, so I had to steal this one from the kitchen. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll crack open the beans, get them in a little pot here. I think I had one of these that had like a little claw on it. You could, after you cut the lid, if it sticks a little bit like it did right here, you grab it with this. It's got almost like a little bird's beak, and it grabs the lid so you don't take a chance of cutting yourself. For some reason, there is Bucky dog hair on my pot here. On the top. I really like these beans. Like when you do when you want to do a barbecue, like ribs or something, and in theory you want them to be like really sweet and juicy, sweet barbecue sauce in there. But honestly, like the best barbecue sauce is more on the spicy, tangy side. These beans do sweet perfect, right? I guess it's because it's like sweet and a bean rather than sweet, and maybe on some kind of brisket or rib or something like that. But man, they're really good. So this is again a lunch that I just grabbed something from home and got this thing. It says hickory smoked bacon wrapped tenderloin fillet from Kroger, or Kroger brand. We have I think Kroger is like the parent company of a bunch of grocery stores. And the nice one that we have here is called Fry's. I think it's one of their nicer ones. Yeah, there is levels of grocery stores, right? Of like the quality of it and the type of stuff that they carry, especially if it's within one parent group of, how do you open this thing? One parent group of, I don't usually buy things in packages. I like getting it from like the butcher counter, but apparently she likes to buy things in packages for me. But this is something that she just, I don't know, I don't ask for it. You know, she goes to the store and randomly comes back with different things, and once in a while it'll be something like this. The weird thing is, she only bought one. Like, she didn't buy one for herself. This packaging is a little whack, but is what it is. All right, I am going to, before I completely take that out of there, I'm just going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It's a spray from Sprouts. Just helps. And then I've got a salt and pepper, Butcher's salt and pepper mix, and a little bit of spicy barbecue sweet heat that I will add to this as well. Now, let's get this bad boy. I'm like, hopefully don't murder the steak just getting it out of here. Perfect. I like to keep it simple out here. Salt and pepper blends, right? I've been using these for years now. There's a lot of times that, look, this thing always sits, it just sits in there, in the bag. And so I always have some sort of seasoning. Now this one I was just trying some different things on, like from Amazon. And it's actually a rub, smoke, grill. It's like a rub, but it's spicy barbecue sweet heat. It's like pepper flakes, you know, mixed with some other things. So I add a little bit of that in there. I don't usually get like too much flavor from it. Once in a while I'll taste a little bit, and it's pretty dang good, you know? Pretty dang good. The beans are already bubbling in my titanium pan. You probably can't hear that, but there is it looks like a plastic, you know, you put toothpicks in to hold the bacon, or it's got the little like string, or some of them actually are like elastic string type things. This thing looks like it's got a plastic type toothpick. I wonder if it says anything about taking that out. I thought I saw a picture of it, but it's actually a picture of a meat thermometer. It's what's holding the bacon on, so I'm going to leave it there. I wanted to hit the high desert this weekend, but I know that summertime's really bad for it. But right after it rains and then the sun comes out, the red ants and the black ants go nuts over there. Like, there's so many, there's just, but you can see the mounds. I've tried very hard to avoid those things. And for every time, like the first 2 or 3 times I find a spot and park, there's always a mound there. And they're crazy. They're big. And they bite. I don't remember which one's worse, the red one or the black one, but they bite. And there's just a ton of them. They're just it looks like the whole ground's moving, because they're grabbing, well, not out there, I was going to say pine needles, but they're grabbing stuff to build, I guess, their mound better. But it always seems to be really bad right after rain. I think it's probably because maybe the ground's softer and they're able to kind of dig the holes. Who knows? The life of an ant. There's a lot of bird activity out here today. It's pretty cool. A lot of, I can't identify what they are, but they're squawking and quacking and hooting, and there's definitely like a whoo, almost like an owl over here. There's always woodpeckers over here, pounding away. There was a golden eagle the other day flying around. I saw just huge wingspan. Are you guys following that? There is a 24-hour live. I know some of you are. The reason I asked, hang on a second. Edge cooking that bacon a little bit. It's in Big Bear, California. It was the eagles, the bald eagles. They have a camera on their nest. They've got a wide thing. They actually have full night vision. And anyway, it's been going on for months now. Originally, there was 2 hatched, and then there was a third one. And the one out of all 3 that seemed like the most aggressive, was eating and moving around a lot, somehow got out from under the mom when there was snow, and it wasn't that long ago, like a month, 2 months, and died. So they lost one of them. And to me, my people's watching it. I'm not really watching it, but she kind of keeps me updated on everything. And it's kind of neat to see the evolution of a bald eagle from an egg to the full-fledged thing. Apparently their head doesn't turn white for a long time. They look more like golden eagles or a different eagle than a bald eagle, because both of the kids now, they have the beaks are forming. You can kind of see eagle-like, but the head is not white at all. It's really dark. So just recently, one of them, so there's 2 of them. The last one to hatch was like a week later of the other 2. The other 2, one of them died. So the weakling that I call them, I think they have a terrible name for it. I think they call him Gizmo or something. Hold on. So the other one, the stronger one of the 2, the funny thing was though that Gizmo, the cool thing is seeing the mom or the dad come in with fish. Everything's calm. The camera's just looking at the nest, and they're kind of like, and here comes the mom or dad, boom, just flying into the nest with a fish, kind of bum rushing the place. And then they walk out on a branch and just sit out there and let them have at it. So the little one, or the youngest one, was getting pretty aggressive, like grabbing the fish and kind of keeping it to himself. So the older one started to make its way out on the branch, and it was doing it would put its wings out like this and kind of feel the wind. And you could tell it's like dopey, like a puppy, right? And then was flapping its wings. And pretty soon, after doing a lot of that, kind of hopping around the nest and getting out, sitting on a branch at long periods of time, and kind of coming from the branch back to the nest, it seemed like it did more. It actually took off like maybe a week ago and flew around and was on another tree, eventually made its way back. Well, it was like yesterday or 2 days ago, the little one was out on the branch, But the little one hasn't been doing the whole wing thing, right? Holding its wings out, flapping it, kind of trying to get just airborne off the branch. And then maybe from the little, what they call the porch, coming from there back onto the nest. It hasn't like flown around the nest. So it's like sitting out there and it does this. It's like, and it almost like goes, ah, and falls. It didn't fall, but it looked like it fell. And it I guess it coasted down, and so the camera went looking for it, and it found it. It was down, like say if this is the nest, it was down in another tree, but way lower, and was kind of like stuck there because it doesn't really know how to fly, even though they're about this big, I think. It doesn't really know how to fly, and so it was lower, so it would need to fly up to get back to the nest. And I guess late last night, about late 7:30, between 7:30 8 o'clock, it took off to try and get back to the nest because I think the mom went looking for it. It took off to get back to the nest and overshot the nest and went into another tree that they can't see it with the camera, and I think that's where it's at today. But the other one that was flying has every day been kind of going out and doing its thing. This one just didn't practice at all inside, on the nest, kind of like, instead of hopping, they would do their wings and kind of fly and float around, and you get used to using your wings. Anyway, it's like Friends of Big Bear or something. You can look it up. It's very popular. They have a wide angle and one, like a camera right on it. For me, she likes checking in on it every day, multiple times a day. For me, I just get updates from her. I like seeing the mom and the dad come in. The dad is always bringing in fish, but I guess the females are bigger than the males because the mom, I guess, looks a little bit bigger, but that dad, there was something like, this was way back when they were little tiny things, and there was something kind of like Mad Dog in the nest, and that dad, is like this, looking, and just takes off after this thing. And the cool thing is you see Big Bear Lake in the background of the main camera, the one that's right on the nest, and you can see that he was chasing that fool down, chased him away. Apparently they can see like for miles. They have terrible night vision. They can't see at night, but during the day it's like binoculars. And they can fly like in a dive like, I don't know, 100, 150 miles an hour. So pretty cool. I'm gonna check on this. Much better this time than the last time. Oh yeah, the center is nice and pink here. That last one was totally overdone. It's always hard to cut these things that are lined in bacon. The bacon wants to fall everywhere. That is way better than the last one. It's so tender. I guess it's a tenderloin. I'm used to that top sirloin, which is a little bit tougher. This stuff cuts like you barely have to, no effort. This piece, I don't know how this piece here shot out from like the center. I don't know if it was like a spiral cut or something. Better test that out. Wow, that's good. I put a little extra char on the outside, top and bottom, and I just got that little extra char. That's perfect. That looks like a piece of that. I'll throw this on the plate. It's like a little arrow, and it's got like a clover on one end. It's a toothpick holding the bacon together. Weird. It didn't melt. I didn't put it directly down either, though. I'm taking a page out of my cheap cut of steak or meat, cutting it up, chopping it fine, and putting it in with my chili. The meat kind of fell apart because, like I said, the bacon wrapped around it, trying to just cut it. Everything's like, anyway, a bunch of small pieces ended up being there. what I'm gonna do is, I left a couple pieces. Well, tenderloin is just that. Super tender. It's really nice to mix it up. You know, I got on that cheap kick of top sirloin. And if you're very careful how you cook it, it can be of decent texture like that. But this is just night and day difference as far as how tender it is. Now, unlike the last video, I didn't overcook the steak. Let me grab the beans. So I was going to cook I was going to eat the beans out of this anyway. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to throw a bunch of this bacon and the meat in there. I don't know if you can see that. Put up by my face. So there's a big piece of meat, beans. Wow, that's a hearty mouthful. Some of these Bush's baked beans actually come with chunks of bacon in them, which is pretty good. I took the steak and I put it up on its side, and I'll just kind of at least brown off that bacon. I love bacon, but I love crispy bacon. I don't like wet noodle bacon. And a lot of times, because how quickly you cook and take this meat off, the bacon doesn't get done like I like it. So I kind of brown and sear the two big edges, then I turn it up on its end, and I'll, give it like a minute or whatever as I scroll it, which is still kind of closing in on the cooking of the center too. And it browns up the bacon more to my liking. So, same idea, but very different from the chili. Because the chili, the meat is like augmenting it, right? Where with it beans, it's kind of like it just mixed up on your plate. I mean, it's all going the same spot anyway. It all mixed up on your plate, your beans rolled over, and as you scoop up your meat, you're getting some beans with it. That's what this tastes like. But every scoop has meat, beans, and bacon. The Bush's baked beans are so good. I love these. Sometimes at home, not often, but I might get hungry and I'm just like, I'm just going to eat a can of beans. A small one like that I brought out here. They're very filling. Growing up, sometimes that's all we did. We had beans, or as I got a little bit older, I had tortillas, so you could put a little butter on them, roll them up, and just eat them like that. That's actually pretty good. I still do that today, once in a while. Little tortilla. Throw it in the microwave. Get it nice and hot. Take butter and rub it on there, then roll it up tight. And then eat that. It's like a butter quesadilla. Not a butter quesadilla. It's like a... Yeah, I guess so. Butter quesadilla or... a butter taquito. That's what it is. A butter, because I'm rolling it up tight. This is a really fun way to do a lunch. Like today, all my intention was I was getting hungry. It was getting, midday. Like instead of going to Culver's and getting a couple corn dogs, which I really like, I'm just going to see what I have and head up, and I want to see what the weather was like up here, if it was actually cooler. Just the tiniest hint of breeze is coming through, and it is really nice. Really nice. Blowing some of that, a little bit of that heat, that microwave heat that generates from the awning. My first horsefly just appeared. Oh, it's a bee. My first big bug that I can. Oh, it's a wasp, a yellow jacket. A yellow jacket. He's like, dude, I want some beans. Really good. Like a cowboy type thing, just like a one pot wonder almost. Usually I won't go heavy like this in the summer. But it's just really the first like few days of real heat up here where it's feeling like summer. I mean, we got 70, 80, but this is like 85. I mean, it could be close to 90. I know the air conditioning at the house is kicking. It kicked on at 9 a.m. So that tells you that it's like hot. If it's trying to zone control that early in the morning, that sun is out and doing its thing. Man, that's so tasty. Very filling, those beans. I thought there was like I thought there's a smaller can and it had a, like the pop top. I'm pretty sure there is. That's the perfect size. Like if you have a craving for some beans, the sun came out and really changes things, doesn't it? Holy cow. If you have craving for some beans, you don't want like a giant can because you don't want to waste it unless you have other people, right? So I'm pretty sure they make one can smaller than the one I have, and it's got the pop top. Maybe that's why I never really thought or focused on a can opener. One thing that I keep telling myself, though, that I need to put in the drawer, like 409, I guess, or Simple Green, some kind of spray-on grease cutter, because every time I cook, it splatters, and it gets all over. The only thing I can do is wipe it with a dry paper towel. And I kind of say to him, I'll clean it when I get home. I don't. I come back out. I still had, like, fish fry, or the baked fish. What did we do last time? Baked tilapia. No, it's probably scallops. Anyway. Squirrels are out. There's a lot of squirrels around. Rabbits. I saw a couple rabbits. I say rabbits. They're like jackrabbits here, or hare. They're really big. They're bigger down in the desert. Dude, they're like jackalopes down in the desert. They're like 3 feet tall. You think I'm kidding? They are crazy big down there. Here they're pretty big, but they're still kind of bunny-ish. They haul some serious butt through, and I like seeing them in the snow, how they get through the snow. But a lot of squirrels out, and a lot more squirrels, but I did see a couple of bunnies. Haven't seen any deer yet. I didn't go that far in to the actual forest today. Kind of took a shortcut to here. Let me get cleaned up a little bit, because there's grease everywhere. Well, the sun has come out with a vengeance. I wanted to put away the awning and sit here for a little bit to see what it felt like. And it's way better with the awning. Even though it does build a little bit of heat, the canvas, as long as there's a breeze, it blows that away. But without it being here at all, you're in it. You can see I'm just getting doused, and it's straight up. It's straight up. So awnings are really good. The thing I really love about this awning, that it just reminded me when I put the bag away, is they did right and they oversized the bag. It looks like a giant sleeping bag when you're traveling, but putting it away, there's no like extra, you just roll that thing up, zip. There's no stuffing, there's no, catching your finger on something. It's so good. There's so many things that like, once you take it out of the bag when you buy it, you'll never get it back in. It's crazy. This sun is just nuts right now. You can see. It is very, very bright. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. This was not a camp cook video. This wasn't an adventure video. This was a lunch video. So sitting at home, it's a beautiful day out. I think it's 90 now. It feels pretty dang hot. It's getting toward the probably 1 o'clock, so hottest part of the day.
But I wanted to get out in the sun. It's just starting to feel like summertime, which is beautiful. Now, give me 2 months of this and I might be, singing a different tune. But for now, it's really nice. The warmth, the sun, it's really, really nice. I'm pretty pale this year. I hadn't spent a lot of time out, and I lost it a little bit. I don't have that trucker's arm that's like really tan here and really not here. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed a little shorter version, little, steak and beans. It's what I had at home. I just thought I'd come out and have a little bit of lunch and share it with you guys. Anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.